Hello, everybody. It's your Morty 117. Hi. You need to review Rick and Morty. And who are you exactly? I am you from the future. What was it you needed me to do again? You needed to review Rick and Morty. Why? Because it's pretty good, and there's a lot of people who like it. Maybe you like it as well. Check it out. Wait a second. Oh, it's that show. Hi everybody, it's Monty117 here, and today we're looking at a very kind of different cartoon. Not ones we usually see. Most cartoons are usually happy and kid-friendly, and usually don't have very weird imagery. But this show completely forgets all that, and it just throws everything that's kind of weird about today's TV shows and just put it in a blender. Yes, today we're going to talk about Rick and Morty. Who doesn't know Rick and Morty? The popular duo consisting of a drunk scientist and his anxious grandson. Wait, that's just Back to the Future, isn't it? That's the point, doofus. What, really? Really? Oh. Alright, just a little backstory, you guys. Rick and Morty originally started as a parody of the popular film franchise Back to the Future titled The Adventures of Doc and Marty. If you watch this short now, the animation may seem pretty dated and ugly compared to Rick and Morty, but for its time the animation worked considering it was a parody. Even though at first the creator Justin Roiland didn't want to make Rick and Morty, later on he started the idea of a show with the characters he created in the short. And then in 2013, he and Don Harmon gave us Rick and Morty. A surreal and interesting cartoon about a drunk scientist and his grandson going on crazy adventures, and people loved it. They loved the characters, the worlds they go to, the humor, the animation. They just loved it. And do I think the show is as great as people say it is? Hell yes. So what is the show's plot? Well, I already explained it earlier, but I can do it again with more depth. Each episode follows Rick, voiced by Justin Roiland, and Morty, also voiced by Justin Roiland, going on crazy adventures through many different planets in the galaxy, but at the same time, they have to make sure that they have time to be with the family along the way. Listening to the concept, it sounds incredibly boring, but they actually made the show interesting by making the characters well-developed, relatable, and downright funny. Each character in the show have their own fun personality. Rick is the drunk scientist that doesn't care. Morty is the socially awkward dweeb. And then we have the family, consisting of Jerry Smith, voiced by Chris Parnell, Summer Smith, voiced by Spencer Grammer, and Bev Smith, voiced by Charlotte Chalk. And they are also great. Jerry is the struggling father who just wants Morty to be safe, Summer is the teenager who is always caught up in the weirdest situations, and Beth is the mother who cares about her son. My favorite of the bunch is Jerry. He just has the best lines in comedy.
I give you your new slogan. Well, say something. Do you like it?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So, I sold it? I sold the idea?
Yes.
Oh my God. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Speaking of comedy, the humor in the show is just amazing. When this show needs to, it tries to throw so many jokes it can into your face, and most of them work perfectly.
It's in theaters now, coming this summer. Two brothers in a van. And then a meteor hit, and they ran as fast as they could from giant cat monsters. And then a giant tornado came, and that's when things got knocked into 12th gear. Alien invasion, tomato monster, Mexican armada brothers who are just regular brothers running in a van from an asteroid and all sorts of things. The movie. Hold on, there's more. Old women are coming, and they're also in the movie, and they're gonna come and cruise, and they're gonna. It's called Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
This is what makes the comedy work in this show. It makes fun of other TV shows or movies and use them to their advantage. Even most of the main characters deliver some incredibly funny lines.
You can't blow up
I
humanity!
get what you're trying to say, Morty. Listen, I'm not. You don't gotta worry about me trying to fool around with Jessica or mess around with Jessica or anything. I'm not that kind of guy, Morty.
The side characters are well made and executed. They all serve a purpose to the main story, and just like the main characters, they can deliver some very funny scenes. One of my favorite side characters in the show are Mr. Poopy Butthole, Mr. Meeseeks, Bird Person, and Mr. Goldenfold. There are more characters that I like, but these are the ones that I like the most. The worlds they go to in the show are some of the most creative and insane worlds I've ever seen. I mean, they go inside a hobo's body where there's a whole theme park. How crazy is that? There's even a world where there's multiple Jerrys, there's a world where there's a purge going on, and there's even a world full of David Cronenberg creatures. Each world has their different look to it, and they all have clever details which any Easter egg hunter will be ashamed of. The animation isn't anything great, but it works for this kind of show. Each character have weird designs, and that complements the show very well. And the worlds are pretty, while rather disturbing to look at. The problem I have with the animation is that the designs can get a little bit simplistic. Like you can draw Rick in about 2 minutes compared to, let's say, Mordecai from regular show, where that could take you 20 minutes. I don't know, it's just a minor nitpick. Even though the show is relatively amazing, there is a few problems, like the animation I mentioned earlier. Another thing I didn't like were the first few episodes. Episodes 1 to 5 are poorly paced and not very funny. They're not awful by any means, but I thought the episodes after episode 5 did a better job. And then there is the music. The copyrighted music they use are great, but the score itself is nothing memorable. The only song from the score I remember is the theme song, which I don't like that much, but even that song is forgettable. The emotional moments in the show are just brilliant. There isn't many, but when there is, it really works. One of the saddest scenes is in the episode Autoerotic Assimilation. There's gonna be spoilers, so skip to here if you don't want to hear it. We see Rick come back from the planet he was at, and he feels emotional. He goes and gets a beer and drinks some chemicals, and then he lies down on his table for days without waking up. All the scene is done through visuals and no dialogue whatsoever, and it's one of the prime examples of how to do an emotional scene and a comedy right. What's my final verdict? Rick and Morty is one of the most creative and funny cartoons out there. Its humor, characters, setting, action, emotional moments, plot, and pacing is just amazing. Some of the designs are poorly made, and the orchestral soundtrack was mostly forgettable, but that doesn't ruin the show in any way. If you haven't seen the show already, check it out now, damn it!